Hello, skis. This is your DM. You know who I am. You know what I stand for. Um, and you know that my internet connection is unstable. Welcome to Remains of Dread. I'm your King Ginger with the intrepid players that have lived through many of the trials and travails that have gone on our game. Let's jump right in. Who would like to start? Introduce yourself and tell us the last thing you remember.
I'm Warrior. I play Balder, Furbolg, X-Blade Warlock. Last time on Domains of Dread, everyone kept hassling me while I was trying to put the cart together.
It's true. There was a lot of hassling going on. Who's next?
I'm Orin Veit. I play Magnoth Steelsaw, and I'm currently not in a good way. I'm trying to be held personed.
I remember that.
Good.
Nate's or Shannon. No,
go ahead.
I'm just trying to encourage whoever would like to go next.
Nate, you go.
Well, I'm Nature D&D Ringer playing Kortash, the Kalashtar Druid. I've had a nice nap. I'm probably going to feel refreshed, I guess. The last thing I remember, we were getting out of Dodge because someone may have killed a child.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, may have.
Mayhaps they did.
I'm Shannon. I play Allie, a tiefling bard from Waterdeep. I just remember that we've lost the company of some of our friends who were uncomfortable for some reason. Can't imagine why.
Beats
I don't
me.
know, man. You're good company. Very hospitable.
I'm Cassandra. I play Roya. She's a Vidalcan princess. And I remember that we're in town and Boris is okay.
Yeah, he is.
Why would it be important that Boris is okay?
Because Boris is amazing.
Yeah.
Boris is our ride.
Yeah, he is your ride.
I think he's our mascot.
He's our ride or die. He's our ride or die.
He's our mascot. He's our best friend. He's our everything.
He's the wind beneath your wings.
Exactly.
All right. So let's start with the nasty one who was his lights were out for a while.
I saw a terrible rumor online that he died.
He did.
I saw that too. I'm scared.
Don't you remember that he died?
Yeah, do you remember dying? Because I don't remember dying. Anyway, so Nate Dogg, you were in a situation where you fell asleep in a deep sleep, a slumber, a fitful slumber. One might even say a slumber that was almost like a coma with seizures during said slumber. And you're not sure how you fell asleep, but you more or less passed out. So during this slumber, and as you know, you are a Kalashtar, so most likely you would not dream.
Right.
However, during this entire time period, not only did you dream, but you dreamt most fitfully. You dreamt of a voice that echoed out to you with a sense of longing and loneliness. What came to you in your dream was the missing little girl. And she came to you and she told you how absolutely lonely she's been and how her entire life since she's come to this land has been one of unbelievable sorrow and not being able to really connect with any of her own people and feeling isolated and not being able to do what she was born to do. Instead, being forced to interact with people in a way that is uncomfortable, that is beneath her station, and that, frankly, is painful. Make me an insight check, please.
That's not a good sign for the rest of the night. That's an 8.
Mated it. So she goes on, and the more she goes on, the more. Well, make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Uh-oh.
I was waiting for that one. So I get to use my reaction to do that advantage because I'm a Kalashtar. So it's a 22.
Excellent. So the more that she talks, and you realize you're in this huge, empty, dark space, and it's just the two of you, dimly lit by almost like your own personal auras. The more that this goes on, the more you can just feel this cold sorrow that is almost like black tendrils sweeping across you. Not in a threatening fashion, but you almost feel like her sadness is like an infection. You also realize occasionally her shape tends to, her image tends to discorporate and into something else, but you can't see what that is. But the more she speaks about this overwhelming sense of loss and sorrow, the more you feel it. And then this goes on for what feels like days. And the longer it goes on, the colder and more distant you feel from reality. Towards the end of the conversation, she says, "But now you're here. You're here, dreamer. And I'm awake. And now you and I, we can be together." And you wake up in a cold sweat, hacking, coughing, your head absolutely feeling like it's splitting open. You find yourself on a nice cot, and you realize you're no longer in the wagon, nor are you in anywhere you recognize.
Do I see anyone around me?
You do not. You're in a room, a very nice room. Looks like some type of guest room. There's a pitcher of water, a bedpan, some towels on a nightstand beside you. There is a shelf full of books across the room. There is a lamp that is currently off, like a gas lamp. And you are physically exhausted. You have still your level of exhaustion. It changed my mind, mate.
Dang it.
Man. Rough.
Then I am not well rested.
You are not currently well rested.
Okay. Am I dressed?
You are in your briefs. You are, or whatever you wear inside your pants. Yeah. Your clothes are laid out on a chair across the room, neatly folded.
All right. So I'll get up. I'll drink some water. I'm assuming it's.
Before you can drink anything, the glass of water is, the pitcher lifts up and the glass of water is poured for you.
What was that? Who's there?
There is no answer. But you see your clothes lifted and set beside you on the side of the bed.
That's weird.
Make me an Arcana check.
I was going to cast Detect Magic.
I'll save you the cast.
All right. Arcana check. 17.
Your best guess is some type of unseen servant.
Okay. It's creepy,
So
but I'll continue.
While you get water and get dressed and try to figure out why you're still exhausted, Roya, Balder, and Ali, what are you three doing?
Has time passed, or are we kind of still where
Yes,
we left off?
You all slept.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah, they get up. We're upstairs, right? In
Yes.
guest room kind of situations.
Yes.
Okay. Oliver will get up, put his pants on, and he'll.
Like everybody else.
Nope, both legs at once. He's pretty dexterous.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh,
I like the implication that we're all sleeping in our underwear.
right.
I don't know how you sleep. You have to tell me.
Oh, Mother
Role-playing
sleeps.
game.
Yeah, Mother sleeps naked. He's commando most of the time. He wears like coveralls. He's easy. Takes him like 4 seconds to get dressed, especially with the double leg thing.
He jumps into those coveralls.
He does. Maybe he's born with it. I don't know.
Maybe it's coveralls.
Maybe it's coveralls. Then he'll, I don't know, go to the kitchen, get some breakfast.
When you head to the kitchen, Diana is already down there and she is making some food. And she says, "Did you hear a strange noise last night?"
Yeah. All I've heard since I've been here is strange noises all the time. Is that normal?
No. This was a very odd noise. I thought it could have been Cortash like yelling, but it couldn't have been. I even checked on him, but I don't know. Maybe he was asleep when I checked on him.
Oh, he was asleep. Okay.
Yeah, I removed the restraints though.
Restraints?
If you'll remember correctly, he was restrained.
I remember that, but I don't think Balder remembers.
He was restrained in the wagon as well.
Oh, okay. So it's just a little weird and not super weird. Okay.
Yeah. Well, he was thrashing so hard that they were worried he was going to fall out of the hammock and hurt himself, and he was actually kind of flailing.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'm glad. Does he seem okay?
He actually was sleeping quite soundly.
Okay. Well, that's good. I can't. There are restraints around my bed too. I can't sleep like that. I like to dangle my leg off the side because I get a little hot. I sleep hot. You know.
I noticed there was restraints on my bed as well.
Yeah.
I've never been here before, so it's a little disconcerting. But I know that the Carol does a lot of, just a lot of interesting activities is, I guess, the best way I can think to.
Oh, sure, yeah, yep.
With the local, what are they? Universities, I guess.
Oh, sure, yeah.
As well as the, I think it's called a mental hospital.
Okay, I mean, college is a good time for that, and I mean, it's
she's a research assistant there, and some type of teacher.
Okay.
But I don't know like the ins and outs of everything. I'm just
sure.
I mean, I guess I'd never left home before. I mean, I've been, I guess, around the area, but I'd never been to New Prudence before, and this is a lot. I'm happy that I left, but I'm also, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I mean, it's kind of podunk next to Ravnica, but it's still a pretty big city. So, compared to everywhere else we've been, those were shitholes. But, well, you know what? You all right? I'm just gonna go make sure Cortash is okay. You want to come with, or?
Well, making his food actually gives me some semblance of home, I guess. And I kind of feel like I need that right now.
Okay.
I hope you're not upset if I stay here and do that, but there'll be food
Sure.
when you come back. I need something to kind of ground myself, especially after Belinda just left. And
Yeah.
I understand why. Just
Sure.
I don't know. It's a lot. I'm just trying to figure it out. I mean, like a week ago, we were in another pocket dimension, and we were at a gala, and I just trying to wrap my head around also being in what a lot of people consider to be the most learned city in the entire country.
Yeah.
And now that I've left home and I'm here, I feel like I could go anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. And yeah, pocket dimension, now you're making toast. I mean, it's a lot to take in. Just, take it one slice at a time,
I mean, just think the universities here, there's opportunities to learn and to just grow. I don't know. This is something that I never thought I would do. I thought I would be I thought I would be there forever. I mean, the people I knew, and I don't know. This is just a lot.
So it's a whole new world, and lots of new horizons to pursue.
She puts her hand out on yours and she says, "Thank you. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate you listening."
Yeah, no, he's got these big fuzzy ears for listening. So I'm gonna go check on Cortez. Hey, I don't remember seeing Magnar come in. Do you know? Is he up in one of these rooms too? Probably just make sure he's all right.
I was exhausted, and quite frankly, this isn't meant to be offensive to you, but I could care less what happens to Magnar.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, no, it's all right. Butter and jam on my toast, please. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna go check on Cortash really quick. He's upstairs.
I don't know.
Okay. You're man. Just nobody's had their coffee yet. It's a big city. It's okay. You know what? I'll figure it out.
I don't know about you, but I'm still exhausted.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna. Just got a gut feeling about this. I'm gonna check downstairs. So,
okay.
Yep.
Well,
bye.
Let me know if you need any help. Bye.
Yep. Bye. Walking away.
She goes back to cooking food. Roya, what are you doing?
You talking to me?
You're the only Roya I know.
Oh, sorry. I did not hear Roya. That's why I asked. All I heard was a yeah, and I was like, that should be me. Kind of want to explore. Can I get out of the room without anyone really noticing me?
Yeah.
I just don't want to make it obvious. But I'm gonna go poke around. Are we on like the topmost floor? Like, how does it work?
Well, as I said, this is a 6th-floor building, but it's very narrow and tall. All the buildings, as you were coming in, you noticed were very tall and narrow.
Yeah,
it's
I want to know.
6 floors above ground, we should say.
Yeah. So where are we sleeping at, though?
You all slept on different floors.
Oh, where am I?
Let's say we're on 4.
Okay, I want to go up before I go down.
Okay. You up to floor 5?
Around. Yeah.
Allie, that's the floor that you're on. Are you awake and
yes. I think I am awake and about. And actually, the first thing she's going to probably want to do once she's up and
there's a kitty behind you.
Is there?
There's a kitty at the home.
checking stuff out in the hallway.
Oh, that's Goku.
I was like, what is Oh, that's a kitty.
That's Goku. That's Goku the old man. I'm sure you will see at least one more tonight. Yeah, her first order of business is she's probably going to actually try and go find Roya because she hasn't really had a chance to talk to Roya or anybody. She's been real salty. Shocker, I know. So yeah, she's gonna leave her room and probably go in search of Roya. Maybe, hopefully, inadvertently bump into her.
Well, as you leave your room, you hear the creak of the wooden wood stairwell, and
You
footsteps.
don't have wooden feet.
Jeez, I am really struggling tonight. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
As Roya comes up the stairwell, and you two meet at the 5th floor landing.
Just the person I was looking for.
Hey, how you doing?
Vertical. Irritated.
Understandable.
I have a question or two for you, my friend.
Okay.
If I may. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on what transpired over the course of the last, let's say 2 days.
Oh boy. It wasn't a good 2 days.
That's a very moderate answer. I'd like something a little more you.
Well, to be honest, there isn't I don't know what to say about it. This is all very strange and weird. We were home and then now we're not home and we're somewhere completely different, that we've not had one stable night of rest or security, and it's very unsettling.
Yes, don't get me wrong. I completely understand trauma, blah, 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 old news. I don't really care about that. What I care about is hearing your actual opinion. Can I try and persuade her to actually frickin' tell me something?
You can.
That would be amazing. Because, she's done. Make a persuasion roll. It's like, she's like, someone needs to tell me something. That would be a 23.
What is she rolling against for me?
Persuasion.
You're going to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh.
Your number to beat is going to be 20.
Yeah, I rolled a 7, so no.
You're like, yeah, I have full opinions.
Don't think my +4 is going to help me out.
You're like, I guess I'll have opinions now.
I mean, it's terrible. It's all terrible. I don't know who Magnar is anymore. I don't know. I grew up trusting Cortash, and he's out. I don't even know if he's okay. Something has to be done. I don't know what it is right now, though. This is the things that they're supposed to teach me when I was being a princess, and these aren't the things they taught me. I don't know how to lead. I just know how to do fancy functions and greet people.
Ways of the court can work to your advantage, though, darling. Believe me, I've spent more than my fair share in time watching people masquerade around. If you play your cards right, it can be an invaluable tool. You just have to learn how to convince people, make them share information, make them do what you want. It's not that difficult.
It's something I'm learning.
You're trying. I see it. I've seen it. I'll be honest with you. You're the only person in this group, other than maybe Balder, I can't believe I'm even saying this, that I trust. And really, that's a complicated issue. I should really talk to him about that at some point. Keep forgetting. That said, I think we need to be very cautious, particularly where it comes to Magnar. I don't I've had dealings with people that are very similar to the Vistani, and I honestly think it's the same people. I don't know how, but I have beliefs and I have thoughts, and I don't think my instinct is wrong. Anyone who plays them wrong, my friend, we're lucky to be alive.
Oh, I'm aware.
And I think it was his doing. I don't trust him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. And that's not to say that I can't pull off an occasional feat. He makes me wary, and he makes me worried for the rest of this party. The rest of you I've seen accomplish wonderful things. Him I see descending into madness. And I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying something is happening.
I don't know Magnar as well as I do Cortash, but something doesn't. It's not right. This is not the Magnar I met back home.
What do you propose we do?
You know, I don't know. It seems that Caro might have an idea or might have thoughts. Maybe we should talk to her.
That's another matter of concern. But yes, that's a lesser evil at this point. She might be our best bet. It's a good point. What are you doing up here, by the way?
Just looking around.
Huh.
Snooping?
Just snooping.
Just trying to get, layout, new place, trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, snooping.
Darling, that sounds an awful lot like snooping.
I mean, as long as you don't take anything, what's wrong with snooping?
I suppose.
We don't really. I gotta know a little bit more about where we're staying and what we're doing.
Nope. La 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 la. You go about your business. I'm going downstairs. Have fun.
Okay.
She's literally going to just like one of these.
All right, let's turn to Magnar. Magnar, let's go a little bit back in time, because last time we were involved in your shenanigans, you were feigning being held.
Mm-hmm.
Or I believe it was sleep. The spell did not quite work on you, but you feigned that it did, and you were then dealing with listening to and enduring the pokes and prods of Carol Fish. So after she took a few samples, she sends out a missive. Her back is to you, and you're able to see her
Perfect.
utilize what looks like a phantom bird with a message attached. And within an hour, there's a knock at a door. You don't see the door, but upon her touching a certain area on the wall, a panel opens up, and there is a door. Through the door comes a. Why did that open up that way? Sorry. There comes a short, very stocky half orc carrying something in a bag, a pretty large bag, and a tall, skinny, very, very pale individual. Both are in shabby suits, like fancy dress. They're a little dusty. The half orc is carrying a shovel as well, and you hear the tall man exclaim, Miss, here is our agreed upon item for the agreed upon sum. You see Caro go into a chest nearby and she pulls out a bag that obviously jingles. And she says, yes, yes, Mr. Cosland, here is your oh so precious funds, as always. Mr. Trano, you can leave the bag there. Yes, brother, leave the bag there. It's no longer our concern. We now have what we were looking for. Coin, coin, coin. Time for us to go, go, go. All right. She says, as always, our arrangement is complete silence, and I don't expect to hear from you until I call for you. Yes, yes, yes. As always, the Median Occidental Acquisitions Group is more than happy to supply you with your sullies and needs, as long as the coin, coin, coin is always paid. Come, brother, it's time for us to leave. The half-orc takes his large hat off and takes a slight dip, puts it on and puts the shovel over his shoulder. Mr. Cosland does the same, dip of the hat, brushes some filth off of his shoulder, and they walk back through the door carrying their pouch of coins. You can hear the door shut, and you can see the wall is back there. Make me a perception check, please.
Perception?
Perception, please.
Come on. Yeah, whopping 8.
So, you are sitting there when you feel a soft, cold hand on the side of your face. And she says, Magnar, I took the liberty of bringing you something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think this will go a long way for our level of trust. It's in the bag. She takes a few steps back and she sits behind a desk with a pen in her hand. She says, don't eat it all at once. Or actually,
what is it?
All at once. Eat however you would normally eat. I just want to see how you do it.
What is it?
You open up the bag and find out.
All right. Open up the bag, I guess.
You open up the bag and there is a dwarf, but that dwarf is barely conscious and looks like it's in pretty bad shape, like it's been hit with a shovel more than once.
All right. Well, I guess.
I just want to let you know that I had to sully my hands by dealing with those gentlemen, but it's worth it because this way you'll at least be full and be able to rest and recover, and we can start at a baseline from there.
All right. I do the necessary killing of said dwarf, the final blow, if you will. And
well, you go to hit him, and he's groggy, and he's like got one eye rolled all the way up, and he's bleeding, and you just feel inside yourself this growing buzzing and the writhing inside your chest, and you lean down and you spray a cloud of insects, and you feel yourself transform into your swarm form, and you in that form just devour
Yep.
him,
Gotcha.
leaving only crisp, clean bones in your wake. The entire time your form is aware of the furious scribbling of pen to paper and an almost giddy ooh and ah.
The second I'm done, I turn to her and I let her know that if she ever tries to pull that shit on me again, that our relationship will be done in an instant.
Well, I don't blame you for being upset with me, Magnar, but you have to understand that you're extremely unwilling as a patient to give me the information I need in order to continue my research. And
I gave you more information than I've given anybody else. I
That's
was
very true.
willing to show you what's going on with me and said I would work with you so we could both mutually be prosperous from this. And then you went and tried to use magic on me, somebody who is, let me tell you, a supreme magic user.
I needed a sample because without a sample, I am unable to progress. I think
I
we
would
also
have
need to
given
have.
it to you
I think-
regardless.
I think we also need to have the conversation, Magnar, of currently, I am able to supply you with food in a way, shape, and form where you don't have to worry about being hunted like an animal. So I think you need to reassess where our relationship stands as well. We are going to mutually benefit from this. But as your physician, when I need a sample and when I need information, the last thing that I want from you is a standoffish superior attitude. You may be slightly better at magic than I am, but no offense, you're nowhere near as smart as I am. And I want to make sure that you understand that we are in a mutual beneficial relationship, and I want to be able to assist you. It actually is now going to become my life's work to assist you. But if you make this an antagonistic thing, neither one of us benefits. And as far as my ability to get food, it can easily stop. And my ability to inform your cohorts, as well as the law enforcement and New Prudence, can also happen very, very rapidly. I don't like to use these types of threats idly, but I want to let you know in an honest, forthright, and clinical manner that we are in this together to the extent until I decide we're not.
Well, I'm telling you that while I appreciate everything you're doing and I'm willing to continue this relationship, if you use magic on me one more time, this relationship will have a little bit more rocks in it, which I don't want. I'm telling you, I'm willing to help and I'm willing to do what you need of me, but you need to let me do it on my terms. And I will gladly do that, but no more magic.
I think we understand one another, but I would also let you be reminded by one fact. You're not the only one who can cause things to be rocky, Magnar.
I agree. I think
So,
that's clear.
I think I have more than earned your trust. Check your full belly, and you'll know that I have.
You've earned it more than you have not. That is true, and I can.
Well, I will again point out that you have a roof over your head, you are full, and you have someone who is dedicating their time and not small knowledge as well as connections in order to ensure you're going to have everything you need currently to be in the best possible position, as well as dealing with your affliction. I think that I'm pouring more than enough into this to have garnered not just some of your trust, but all of it. And quite frankly, it is slightly disconcerting to me that you don't trust me fully. And as far as the spell goes, that's simply made so I can get what I need from you research-wise when you earlier would not give that to me. Regardless of our relationship, regardless of what you said, and there's a second kitty in the background now, that, sorry, that I needed those things, just like you needed to eat. And now we both are satiated that way, correct?
Fair?
So while there's some bumps and some things to be worked out long term, I will be more cognizant of your dislike of me using magical means in order to put you in a state where it's easier for me to gather samples. You will realize that when I ask for those things, I don't ask for them out of any other reason but because I need them. Just like when you're hungry, I will do whatever I have to do and use whatever context, no matter how disgusting, in order to get you what you need.
Yeah. I could feel the grossness from those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty gross.
Oh, the worst people I've ever dealt with, if you ask me.
Yeah, all that.
And I barely even had to talk to them.
Sometimes it's not even them talking; it's the smell.
No, I can't even smell, and I felt like I could smell them.
Yeah, they're like cheap cologne, dung, and dead bodies.
Gross. Well, I guess we have a partnership. No more magic. Agreed?
Agreed.
All right, milady. Right? She's a
Now-
woman, yeah?
Yeah, Caro's a woman. Yeah,
Okay, I was like, man, I don't want to botch that.
has always been a lady.
All right.
So she shows you the panel for the door out. Just no one else knows about this. This is a doorway, and this doorway is actually a gate. And it is a gate to another doorway out in Pepper Farms. Excuse me, Pepper Ridge Farm. I can't remember what my own stuff is. She says, "This is in case of an emergency. If you're going to go there, I've taken the liberty of making you this." And she gives you a mask and a cloak. Don't wear it around anyone else that we know. It will protect your identity. It'll give you invisibility 3 times a day. So if you feel the need where you have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Hunt, you have that. But we can also, for all of the evil, I guess, that I consider them, Mr. Cosland and Mr. Trano at least respond to coin.
Boy, do they.
They might be the most bottom of the barrel individuals you could possibly know in all of New Prudence. But as long as their pockets are lined, they tend to do whatever is necessary.
Hey,
Since
I
they
get it.
lie more than they tell the truth, you know that no one's going to believe what they say. So they're no threat to us as far as going to any type of local constabulary.
Fair.
But this gives you an out as well as an ability to disguise yourself. Now, I want to show you something else. And she walks over and she pulls a book out, and an entire bookshelf slides over, and there's a room in there. I took the liberty of putting this together for you. And it's a pretty nice room. There is a desk area. There are books on a shelf. There is a very nice bed. There's actually a bathroom attached to this small bedroom. And she says, "This is where I would ask you to stay. But I also have other rooms in the house that you could lay claim to as well. I just thought this would be best."
I really like this idea. but at the same time, I will use it from time to time. However, I must keep a good, I don't know, look about my comrades. I think if I'm nowhere to be found, that raises more suspicion than it does, you know?
That's very true. I didn't quite think about that aspect of it. But this allows you to know that you have a quiet and well hidden space to come to if you so need to.
Which I do appreciate.
She shows you that the book used to open it is a, oh man, my brain just shut off. What is the word I'm looking for? It's a book on insects. All of a sudden, I can't think of the scientific term for insects, which really bothers me. I've got herpetological in my head, which is snakes and lizards. I can't think of insects.
Isn't it entomology?
Entomology, yes.
Ornithology. Book on birds.
No, do not look for the ornithology book. That will do something completely different.
Ooh.
Entomology. So she says, it smells like there's something going on in the kitchen upstairs. You're more than welcome to go with me, or you can wait and come up slightly later if you would prefer we don't come up at the same time.
I'll come up slightly later, and as she goes, I give her the old one of these.
He's seeing you.
Yeah.
So she makes her way upstairs. And you hear a long yawn come from her, and you get the impression that she probably didn't sleep last night.
Probably not.
Anything you want to do in this lab area while you are alone?
Can I look for anything that looks like it might be a spell type book? Anything magical? Anything that has magic resources to it?
You can detect magic if you have that spell.
I'm a divination wizard. What do you expect from me?
Oh.
Nah, family.
You look around and you do see a lot of volumes that actually look like they'd be more at home on Ravnica than where you've currently been. There's a lot of very, very interesting scientific tomes, but there doesn't appear to be anything related to magic that you
Right.
find. But you also have noticed that there seems to be bookshelves in every room.
Hey, I'm all about it. Okay. Sounds good. I'll kind of make note of the books that are there and then slowly meander up.
Balder, you're making your way down and you run into Caro. You're on a second floor down. You're like, I didn't know this went down additional floors. I thought maybe a basement. I'm now in the second basement.
Oh, okay. I'm in the basement. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, you said you were going down.
Yeah, I was going downstairs. If there's door, I couldn't remember if there was a door or not. So
yeah, well, it's relatively open actually. There's not like a lot of like locked doors. It seems like most of the rooms are rather inviting as far as that goes.
Okay.
She says, "Oh, hello, Balder.
Warden, you look like shit."
I'm very tired, but I think that Magnar and I made quite a bit of progress last evening. Can I help you find something?"
What? Wait, progress? What? I was trying to find him. I didn't see him come in. Nobody knows where he is.
He'll be on his way up shortly. He's just kind of recovering.
Okay. From what?
We made some progress and worked on his affliction last evening, as he was, as you probably noticed, really suffering with it.
Yeah, no, it's his magic's all weird.
I have decided to dedicate myself to assisting him through this process. Now, I will be quite honest with you. some of it's because I want to see him get better.
Mhm.
I have a vested interest in that. You people did save me, and I
We
don't
did.
think I'll ever be able to repay that.
You won't.
But the other part of it, quite frankly, Balder, is Magnar is something I don't think any of us have seen before. And as a scholar and a scientist, I have an insatiable desire to figure out what, to document it, and to ensure that it's understood. And that if anyone else becomes afflicted by this horrific set of circumstances, that we're able to cure them. But Magnar needs to be cured first. That's the primary goal.
Yeah. So you figured out what it is. It's those fucking bugs, isn't it?
Magnar appears to have somehow formed a symbiotic relationship with some type of, for lack of a better term, colony, but they're not any sort of insect that I've encountered before.
Mm-hmm.
They appear to be magical in nature.
Yep.
And it could very well be something he picked up while you said you were in a pocket dimension, a Fey realm.
Yep. You probably did.
I am not as rote in dealings with the Fae as I would prefer to be, but I do have colleagues who are.
Mm.
And now that I'm back in New Prudence, I can, well, frankly, I can talk to colleagues both at the University of Lumley, as well as the College of Al-Hazarad. And I'm hoping that between colleagues at both, that I can find some type of, well, cure, if not at least some way for him to better control what he's going through.
So you're looking for a cure then?
Preferably.
Okay.
But if nothing else, I'm hoping to find a way to stem this in order to control his urges.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've noticed those, but they are
more
than slightly alarming.
Yeah, he ate a dude, remember?
I do.
Like just
Yeah, I do recall. And it didn't seem to satiate his hunger. Perhaps because the individual was deceased.
Maybe.
That in itself is disconcerting.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I'm hoping to slow his hunger by the use of living animals.
Mm-hmm.
We can go from there.
Yeah. I'm glad you're helping him. Is there any?
I owe you all greatly.
Yep.
And I am not shy about saying this is also an opportunity for me as a scholar.
Mm-hmm. So it's not all about us. But it's handy that it helps us too.
It's first about you.
Is it though?
I did take an oath to help you, and I do owe you greatly.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope you understand, as a learned individual, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity as well, and I need to know. I mean, as much as you want to go home, you need to go home. I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you feel that need, that insatiable need to understand? I mean, my understanding is you came from a world where science is the rule, not the exception. I live in a world where science is the exception, not the rule.
Sure.
And this is science at its purest. This is discovery.
Well,
I could really do something here and hopefully help many people in the process. If we could find a way to cure Magnar, what is to say we might find additional cures for other magical maladies in the process? This land is difficult at the best of times. But if I'm able to find ways to help the individuals that are afflicted across all of Derelict. We could save people, and we would never have to do something like leave people behind like at Belknap's Field again.
Well, some of those are admirable mixed ambitions that you have. We come from a place that makes this place look like a backwater, frankly.
As you said,
we're scientists. I was a scientist. I've seen science do stuff that'll make you shit your pants. And so I appreciate your ambitions. I hope they're genuine.
I have no reason to lie to you.
I guess a couple things real quick. Just I'm easy, a couple things. Just make sure that, as your research advances, just make sure to keep it in the right order. Us first, you next. Okay. And second,
as the person
I got two though.
Researching,
so
I would have to know first. But if my patient feels that it is necessary to inform you, because I have to respect that part of the relationship as well, I will then inform you. I have nothing to hide from you, but I will go through the proper channels in order to inform you. Or I can just have Magnar inform you as he goes through the process.
Look.
I think sometimes when you're hearing it from my perspective, it's far too clinical. Hearing it from him will tell you about the actual physical and mental progress that your friend is making, which I think is far more important than what I could tell you with apparently my backwater science.
Yeah. It's backwater science. That's true. You should just accept it. But I think we misunderstand each other. I respect doctor-patient confidentiality. I know all about HIPPO. But he
was an incredible person, HIPAA.
What I mean is that as your research takes shape, you remember who it needs to benefit first. That's us. And second,
she kind of looks at you and she
says, you hurt,
first it needs to benefit Magnar, and then
he's part of us.
It needs to benefit others.
Sure.
That is the goal.
I get it. I'm just helping you with the order there. Second of all, if you hurt my friend, I'll find you. Just FYI.
She kind of looks at you, and she's small in stature compared to you, and she kind of steps to you, and she looks at you, and she goes, "I won't be hard to find. You live in my house."
I know.
She says,
I didn't say it would be hard.
I want to remind you that
I was being intimidating.
I've done nothing to earn any type of enmity between us.
No.
In fact, I'm doing good by you.
No,
so maybe
no enmity.
Being overtired currently. So
it's probably that.
Pretend some of this conversation didn't go the way that it has. I'm going to eat. I'm going to go get some rest because I have a lot of work to do. Magnar is below on the third basement sub-level laboratory. You can speak to him there, or you can wait for him to come up. That's your decision.
Sure.
I will, once he approves, make my lab notes available to you. But until then, have a good morning. And she walks by.
Okay, tell Diana her toast tastes good. She's really worried about it. Big deal for her for some reason today. Baldur will go downstairs.
Okay. You go downstairs, but before you do, you hear a loud yawn behind a door close to you, and kind of a stumbly sound as behind the door, Cortash, you were putting your pants on one leg at a time. But you heard some loud talking from behind the door in the what you assume is the central layer or central layout of this part of this area. You definitely heard Baldur's voice.
And I'm definitely putting those pants on one leg at a time. I can't jump into that. I'm not that dexterous.
Do you want?
Can't all be Boulder.
Do you want to holler out or do anything in order to gain?
Yeah, I'll finish putting on my shirt, the rest of my clothing, and just kind of call out, "Hello."
Thor, is that you?
Yes, I'll open the door, buttoning up my shirt or whatever. I'm assuming it has buttons.
Kortash looks rough.
You look like shit.
I've felt better, that's for sure.
I bet you have. You've looked better.
What happened?
Is your shirt on backwards?
No, there's buttons on the front. I'm good.
Are your pants on backwards?
Shit. I even put them on one leg at a time. You think I would have noticed this?
Yeah, man. You okay?
You can both have inspiration, by the way.
You were really sick.
Yeah.
Feeling better?
Not really. I don't normally dream, and I don't know if that was a dream or what it was, but that little girl that was missing, pretty sure she visited me in my sleep.
Oh, that's it's fucked up.
Yeah.
What? Just to say hi, or?
Generally being real creepy. I didn't appreciate it. It was super depressing. We didn't ever hear what happened to her, did we?
Nope. I mean, several of us have our suspicions, but nope.
All right.
Kortash, make me a perception check at advantage.
Oh, jeez. It doesn't even matter if I have advantage. That's a 12.
Your head hurts. The back of your head actually hurts, but you're not sure why.
Put my hand to the back of my head. Do I feel anything?
You do. Are you bald or not in the game?
No, he has long black hair.
Okay, I couldn't recall. When you reach back and run your hands through your hair, there is a dried mucousy substance in your hair, and you feel almost what feels like a ring of tiny teeth marks in the back of your skull, to the point where when you pull your hand out, you actually have some blood on your fingers.
Can I see the blood on his fingers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's dried and crusty. It's what's wet is actually like that gummy blood that started to congeal but hasn't become all the way dry. It started to clot. And you notice for the first time, both of you, that there's a strong irony smell in the air.
So I'm going to flip my head forward, trying to put my hair down. Do you see what's back there?
Yeah. It's really gross, dude. It's
take a bath.
Looks like a big leech sucked on his head or something, or
it does.
Looks like a big leech sucked on your head, dude.
Oh, that's not good.
Was the girl a leech?
Not in whatever that dream space was. She just seemed like a girl,
Okay.
But that can't be good.
No.
So I'm gonna flip my hair back majestically.
Thank you.
As it's happening, Balder, you notice that all of that is literally just returning to normal before your very eyes.
Oh, all the blood and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's weird. It looks like it's healing up.
It's almost like the area, the liquid, the mucousy residual fluid, all of it is just almost evaporating into a soft mist.
Oh, it's probably pure coincidence that it's sort of misting off you, right? Like,
I don't think anything here's a coincidence.
what the what the girl had to say. You said she was all depressed or whatever.
Yeah, she just talking about how she was lonely and couldn't connect with her people, couldn't do what she was born to do.
What was she born to do?
I didn't get to ask her. She said, I'm here, she's awake. And then it kind of ended. So I'm a little worried.
Yeah, that's weird. Wally was saying stuff about that, right? That the Vistani don't really let perceived slats against them go.
I guess, but
you think they cursed you?
I hope not. I didn't do it.
I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like you're okay now, so maybe it's just a weird one-time thing. But I don't know. Keep me updated. Maybe.
Make me a perception check, both of you. Balder, making it disadvantage, please.
23.
9.
Balder, you don't tend to notice it, but Cortash, you were kind of like trying to wake up more. You look down and you notice that you had not an insignificant amount of dried blood beneath your fingernails and on your fingertips, and it's all starting to evaporate in a fashion just like Balder described. The injuries and remnants of the back of your head.
Is that, can I tell with an Arcana check if that's magical?
Yes, you can. Make a check for me, please.
I'm going to go ahead and use that inspiration.
Made it.
That was a natural 1.
Oh!
21.
You look at it, and that mist looks so similar to the low mist in your dreams. There's also that same, you notice it's a very acrid smell. And it almost feels like you're not sure for a second if you're still dreaming.
Now, is it the same mist that was between the domains?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It's something else. This feels very much like the things that dreams are made of.
I pinch Balder.
Ow. What the fuck, dude?
Okay, you felt that.
Yeah, that's
So-
bad touch.
I'm not dreaming. Wait, is that how that works?
It's usually the other way around, but
Okay.
I slapped Balder, or I slapped Cordash, just like
I slapped myself.
I slapped myself.
All right.
I'm
Then I
not
slapped
dreaming.
Cordash.
Then I slapped Cordash.
Okay, Al. Yeah, I'm hopefully not dreaming.
Great, cool.
All right. I need to fix my pants.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere to clean up, or just the water basin in our rooms?
I just water basin as far as I know. I don't know, but Diana's upstairs. She's making breakfast. She's super pumped about it for some reason. So just
Okay.
I don't know.
Magnar,
Even if you're not hungry, have like a apple or something.
Where are we exactly?
Oh, that's right.
Magnar, make me a perception check.
We're in New Prudence, buddy. We're at Caro's house.
Oh, we made it. Okay.
Yep.
That's good, I guess.
Yeah, she's got a lot of basements, apparently.
Okay, so we're in a big...
Probably fine.
Okay, that explains why it's not very late.
Yep, yeah. It's lit AF upstairs, though, so...
All right, I'll be up there shortly.
Okay.
Magnar, you could hear voices from the floor above you, but you couldn't really make out what they were saying.
All right.
But you could definitely hear the intonations of Balder and Cortash.
Well, I'm going to start making my way up then.
Okay. So you make your way up and you run directly into Balder.
Oh my God! Why will people
Oh.
not stop hassling me? This is
Well,
Wow.
Roya, what are you doing up on the 5th floor?
What else if I take myself off of mute? I'm looking around. I'm just trying to make sure that like we're in a safe space and I'm not out to like take anything, but I'm looking to see if anything's weird, if they expect
So,
more.
You're on a landing. There's a small, probably 20-foot by 10-foot space on that landing, and there's 2 doors on each side, and then you go to the end of the landing, and there's another stairwell going up.
Any of the doors open?
You could try. None of them are ajar, but I mean, you could open them if you want to try.
I mean, I want to go listen at them first to see if there's anyone in them.
You don't hear anything at any doors.
It's kind of like light knock, like not like I'm announcing myself, but like if someone were in there, I could be like, "Oh, I knocked. Sorry."
You light knock on each door, and you don't hear anything.
Can I peek in?
Yeah.
Looking.
The first room you peek into it's a bedroom. It looks like someone slept in here, and you get the distinct feeling this is where Allie slept.
Okay. So I don't care about that room then. It's fine. What about the other room?
You knock, no one answers. You open it up, and it appears to be some type of bathroom.
Oh, fun. Like freshen up kind of bathroom?
Yeah.
I'm gonna freshen up while I'm in there then. I can't remember the last time we ran into a bathroom, so.
As a working toilet.
Fancy.
As well as a shower and a sink.
I'm gonna clean up.
Girl, you best get out of there.
You left. You don't even know it's there.
Oh no, she going back. That's happening.
I'm gonna take my turn before everyone else gets up here.
You're headed down and you hear the sound of potentially water through pipes.
You talking to Allie?
Yeah.
Ellie just like turns around and sprints back up the damn stairs and grabs her stuff and is just like waiting. It's like a bad sitcom. So she's waiting outside the room with like her toothbrush and a towel and like some soap and a rubber ducky. And she's just ready to go.
You notice also your door was slightly ajar.
Oh, really? Aw. She's literally just gonna look at her door and just roll her. Like, there's nothing in there that's gonna make any difference. She doesn't care.
Balder.
Like, she knows Roya was snooping, but it is eye roll inducing to her.
Hang on, I didn't touch anything.
So,
Nothing's out of place.
anything you want to do while you wait?
For the shower?
Yeah.
Did I know that anybody else was staying on this floor?
No.
Okay. I mean, are any of the other doors kind of slightly ajar, or just mine?
They're not. But you haven't run into a locked room yet.
Yeah, but it's not really. She's not that interested. I'll probably like peek in my door and glance around just to make sure nothing is like out of place.
Nothing's out of place. You do notice that there is, water, oh gosh, my brain is really not working tonight. The bowl thing?
The basin.
Yeah, like
The
a
basin
basin.
bowl. Yes,
Wash
thank you.
basin. Yeah.
A wash basin. You also see that there is a relatively large bookshelf that covers an entire wall. There's a sitting chair in there. That's about it.
Okay. I'll take note of all of that. And honestly, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for that shower. Oh my gosh. Need shower.
I won't dilly-dally too long. I understand that this might be the only one around here, so I'll get clean and get out.
Okay.
Awesome. Appreciate you.
On the way out, I'll be like, "Did you know there's a bathroom here?"
I know, right?
It was sweet.
Like,
jump in there before the dudes get in there. Come on.
Chick like high five. In and out. Heads on in.
Excellent. Cortash, You make your way upstairs with your pants on correctly, your confidence renewed, still tired as an MFer. And Diana sees you come in. She's like, "Are you okay? I can't hear a word you're saying. Are you still sleeping?"
Oh, sorry, I'm mumbling. I feel like shit.
Well, this might help. And she slides a huge plate of food across to you, as well as a cup.
All right, I will just start.
I never asked you before. Do you have coffee on Ravnica? That's where you're from, right? Ravnica?
Yeah, coffee's great. He's just eating. He's
Okay.
super hungry.
That coffee smells real good.
So he will take part in the coffee. Maybe it'll unexhaust
It
him.
is some of the best coffee that you've ever had.
Super invigorating.
It is. It is. Oh, damn it. That name escapes me right now. It is almost as caffeinated as a Dr. Goodberry. Isn't that his name? Dr. Goodberry's elixir.
Oh.
Dr. Berry Wine.
Berry wine.
There
Damn
you
it. Dr. Berry Wine's elixir, which I'm sure you've had before.
It's good stuff.
You're like, whoa, this is, yes,
It'll put hair on your chest.
or anywhere else. So you have quite a spread in front of you, and she continues to cook and occasionally look back at you and ensure that you're okay and if you need anything. She seems very focused on what she's doing.
Yep, I'm just eating all the food I can since I didn't eat the prior day.
Okay. Balder, you and Magnar are now face to face for the first time in a while.
Look at us. Couple of silver spoons.
Look at us. Who would have
Look at
thought we
us.
would have made it here, huh?
I didn't.
I did not. Not me.
Nope.
Not me.
No, my money was on Torin, but that's, I guess, well, that's not a betting man. So,
Know what I'm saying?
you all right? You keep disappearing, and it's weirding everybody out.
No.
Make me a perception check, Balder.
Okay. 15.
It's the best Magnar's looked in a while.
Look good. Everybody else in this whole house looks like shit. You look great.
Yeah. You know, it's this new look I'm trying out. This like the darker with the gray accents instead of gray with a dark accent.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a new me. You know, I feel like there's a lot more to me.
Yeah.
I feel kind of rejuvenated. Like I've never been able to do a kip up, but watch this. Watch. I lay down. I do a kip up.
Whoa.
Look at that! Oh,
Man.
I've never been able to do that before.
That's amazing.
Make an acrobatics check.
Oh, you don't make
Somewhere,
me.
somewhere Doug is like, yeah, you need to make that check.
Well, let me tell you. Probably not. Ooh, yeah. 7?
You grab Balder by the arm in order to assist you with the final part of it. You do a Miz-like kip up.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty good. You're gonna get it.
I'm trying. It's new. I'm getting there.
It's in the work. You can't do it on your first try.
Nobody can.
Yeah, exactly. No, you look good. I like the new look. It suits you. It brings out the dark hues. Really bring out your cheek boulders.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, it's good. I mean, I'm glad you're holding up okay. So I don't know. It's weird because it feels like it's been a mystery to us for like 2 weeks. But Caro seems to think she knows what's wrong with you a little bit because she doesn't really know what happened in the pocket dimension. So apparently it was a pocket dimension. She knows that. I didn't know what it was. But
That's progress.
Mm-hmm.
No, she didn't. She said she's made some discoveries and she's on her way.
Yeah.
But she hasn't really like filled me in a ton.
Okay.
It seems on the level.
Yep. Oh, it's cool. I got it. It's the rot.
Probably.
The shit that killed Torin. It's in you now.
Well,
so that's bad.
Little. Hey, it's a little different. It's you know how like his was in his like heart and it was
Yeah.
killing him.
How his made him blow up.
Yeah, so that.
Hmm. Yeah, it's been way longer now. So
Yeah, no, I'm
mhm.
right as rain,
Yep.
straight as an arrow shot from an elf. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I am feeling good.
Oh, like I said, it suits you.
It's a little
weirdly.
gross.
No, it's disgusting, dude. Like
No, I feel
the bugs. Yeah, it's not the buzzing's really. It's like weirdly. You know, like flies are like annoying. But
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
what if flies were nightmares? Like that is sort of the sound, and it's not a great one.
Tell me about it. You know, like I've gotten used to it almost, but I can
Sure.
only imagine.
Yeah.
You know, like when you are that, it's a little different than when.
Yeah. It's like you can't smell yourself. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get it.
I get
You've
it.
always gotten it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna stay upstairs, like with the rest of y'all now. Just wanted to run some initial tests and kind of get things squared away and on the level, I guess.
Yeah. Does she seem on the level to you? Because feels like she just wants to experiment on you a little bit.
So,
like she's sort of like, it would be cool if my fun science work like had a benefit, but also if it doesn't, that's also fine with me.
So she's more on the level than not on the level, I guess, is what I would say. But at the same time, like she tried to use whole person on me. You know me, iron will. It's not going to work on me.
You don't like to be held.
No, I've never. Not a big touch person. You know, I articulate with words. You get it.
I know.
But yeah, so we had a little bit of a discussion, and now she's more on the level with that. I let her know that that's not what I'm about. So she gets it. She's like, okay, mutual agreement, good partnership. We'll work on it that way. And I said, you do it again, I'll fucking kill you. And she was like, oh, well, I mean, I'm smarter than you. And I was like, I can disintegrate you with one.
Yeah, she's really not a fan of veiled threats. Just, I ran into her on the way down, pissed her off real bad, but I think she knows where we stand at least. So, what are you going to do about it?
Look, you know, we're just one day at a time, you know? Sometimes 1 hour at a time, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you gotta go step by step.
Yeah. Did you kill that kid?
Me? No. I think if I had killed that kid, I would have not had that, not gonna lie, thought about it, but didn't do it because my stomach would have, like, if I would have done it, my stomach would have been satiated because I would have probably ate the kid. And she said that that's kind of like the thing. That's why I've been eating animals, like living animals, is because that a living thing is what satiates me. And that, if you saw, I was dying.
Oh, yeah, you were. Are you sure?
Positive.
Like insight check or something. See if I believe him.
It wasn't by my hands.
Well, someone's hand. Insight. 18.
Can I change his role?
Well, first of all, I want you to make a deception check.
Okay.
If your deception check beats his insight check, then
I'm gonna use luck.
Luck, you remembered.
Oh God, it's not any better. Do I have any?
Are you going to use luck again?
I typically do. Oh, I've got inspiration, but I'll use luck again.
I'm not sure why.
Oh my God! So, let me tell you what just happened here with these rolls, huh?
Tell me.
Went 3, 4, 5.
It's meant to be.
That was the roller coaster I went on. So yeah, no, it's 7 total. Even if I changed his roll, it wouldn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Balder, you get the distinct impression that while there are some truths to what Magnar is telling you, he's also bullshitting you.
Okay.
He's glossing over some things and he's omitting some things, but you're not sure what.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
he's a pretty smooth talker.
sure.
So, but you do have
We're
the
friendly.
distinct
It's cool.
impression
It's fine.
the distinct impression that he's not being completely honest with you.
No, it's cool.
I'm just telling you, there's no blood on my hands. That's what I'm saying.
No, I get it, man. I get it. I know what it's like to have somebody living in your head, so don't worry about it. But I don't. Yeah, I think everybody's up having breakfast.
Do you have your hammer on you, Balder?
Nope, it's in my body right now.
Can you please make me a secondary insight check?
Okay.
At advantage, please.
At advantage, okay. That was terrible. 10.
Okay. There's a soft whisper inside you that says,
Great.
"You know he's lying to us.
Mm-hmm.
He can't tell the truth. It's lies. I know lies. I lie all the time, Balder, and he's lying to you."
Mm-hmm. Balder's like actually standing there, just like,
Balder, trust me. He's lying to you.
Voice in your head. I know what you're saying now.
Yep.
I get you.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody's upstairs. I think it's breakfast time. So, I mean, you still hungry?
No, not right now. But I'll eat.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, let's head upstairs. Let's go.
If anybody knows, it's him. So like, I'm not trying too hard to hide anything from Balder.
Yeah, no, he's on the level. He's just he's just if I'm glad you're not hungry anymore.
Brother, let me tell you. Yeah, no, that was awful. That was absolutely terrible. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I am much better right now.
Yeah, it's just, it's like, I get it if it's scary or if it's embarrassing or gross or whatever. It's just that we're kind of up against it here. It's kind of just the 5 of us now. So it's just, I can't speak for anybody else. I know a lot of people think you're an asshole, and a lot of people think I'm an asshole, and we kind of have that in common, and it's nice. But at least one of us needs to know what's really going on, or it's gonna fuck everything up, someday. So,
I agree.
Just if you should find that person. That's all. Yeah. We're all of us. Could be fun. Allie likes to gossip, probably.
Oh boy, does she! Let me tell you, I've noticed that from the second we met her.
Yeah, but just look, we're all in this together. So
I agree. That's one thing that is true. Is we can't trust anybody besides each other fully, and we need to be able to trust each other fully.
Nope. Does your bed have shackles on it?
No.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Yeah. No. Not mine.
I got to move to the basement.
Look, it's got questionable ethics down there. Let me tell you. But
I've heard that about the basement. But yeah, all the other beds got shackles on them. So it's kind of annoying because like I'm kind of too big for the bed. So like when I sleep and I try to move my leg, it like gets caught in the shackle.
Oh yeah, that would be awful. Yeah, because you're a bigger dude. So am I. That's why.
Right, you're even bigger than me, so it would be even worse. So well, at least
boy, am I glad. Oh yeah, oh, boy.
Glad you got better accommodations. Yeah, I'm moving down here. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, it's good call. Good call.
Yeah, but just keep somebody in the loop, okay?
Yeah, let's go have breakfast. I'll make a grand speech.
All right, I can't wait. Goes
I
upstairs.
assume you both headed upstairs.
Yep.
Okay, so you get upstairs. Ali, Roya, have you made your way downstairs yet?
Yeah, probably by now.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. The other three of you noticed that Ali and Roya, they're so fresh and so clean. So you're like, Diana is making food. You don't see Caro anywhere. When you come up, Magnar, Diana gives you a plate. And she said, Caro said you should have this. And it is a rodent that has been partially frozen. You know it's still living, but it is pretty stunned.
We're feeding you like a boa constrictor now? Like
Yeah, I guess. I turn my back and throw it down the hatch.
All right, same thing happens. A swarm comes out of you and it envelops it, and you feel, you're like, oh yeah, that's the stuff. Like, you've probably had some type of similar food cooked somewhere, especially out and about on the streets of Ravnica. Rat on a stick is not unheard of as street food. But man, raw is the way to go, is what your brain is telling you. You can literally feel the life force of this being consumed. And you are like, I'm living high on the hog right now. Just ate me a whole dwarf. Now a living rat. Whoo!
Oh boy!
Satiated. Look at all you can eat sushi buffet.
Hey!
If the
Good
sushi was
stuff.
still living. As you all eat, and Diana finally finishes finishes cooking, you hear a knock at the front door. The door opens on its own.
This is extremely insecure.
Yeah, we should fix that.
Please all make me an Arcana check.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Ugh.
25.
Dang, son. 15.
Okay.
Well, I rolled a natural 20, but I'm at disadvantage, so it's 16.
5.
9.
You're both like knee deep in food. Like,
Breakfast.
this is pretty good, yeah. And I
Too
haven't eaten
focused
much.
on smelling like lilacs and lilies.
Yeah, we're literally at the table and we're just like, yo, I smell amazing.
Smells great.
So you other three notice that there is at least one, if not many, unseen servants in this house. And the door was opened and closed by an unseen servant. And a man in a tie, tweed jacket, and bowler hat comes into the kitchen area and just looks at you all surprised. He stops and he says, I'm in the right house, correct? I'm looking for Dr. Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the place.
Ah, well, I'm a friend of hers. My name is Dr. Herbert Alcom. I work with her in a lecturing capacity, and one might say I was her mentor at one time. I heard she'd returned. I saw that Boris was here, and I just wanted to make sure she's all right. I had no idea that she had so many house guests, so many interesting house guests.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Diana has a chair brought in, and she quickly makes Dr. Arkham a plate, and he sits down with all of you, and he says, how do you know Dr. Fish?
We saved her life.
Wow, I had no idea her travels had become so dangerous.
Yep. Have you ever not been in this city? It's terrible.
I
Everywhere.
I live in this
Literally.
city. it has its ups and downs. It is also a very learned area. I don't generally go out into the rural areas anymore of
No.
Derelith, as
Yep.
I had
What he said.
heard horrific rumors, and I'm no longer a young man, so
Nope.
I try to leave that up to young people. However, I'm always fascinated by what Dr. Fish finds on her outings. I did not know she would find 5 individuals, and some of you are, no offense, of different races than I've ever met before.
5 of the best damn individuals you've ever seen.
Yep.
Sure. If I may inquire, who are you?
High fives, Magnar.
I've introduced myself. Would you be so kind as to introduce yourselves?
Guys.
Sure. Why don't you pick the order by which of our races is most interesting to you?
Guys, do we have a name?
Well, if you could not tell, I'm half elven. But I've read about people who fit your description, sir. And are you? You know, I don't know what the name would be because the books we have don't have one. It's been lost to the antiquities of time. That's why I'm so curious. Your friend here, your female friend with blue skin, is like no one I've ever seen before in my entire life, let alone in a textbook or even a history book. You, sir, appear to be a Goliath, but your skin tone and markings are, again, like nothing I've ever seen.
I'm
just
cultured. Okay.
That could very well be. I am just curious, is all, as a scholar.
We come from a faraway land. My name's Balder.
Pleasure to meet you, Sir Balder.
This is Magnar over here, and let's just go around the table. Roy, you look like you got your mouth full. What's your name?
I am Roya.
Roya, what is your family line? I've never seen someone with such an azure skin color as yours, or you look almost. I met a water genasi once, and you share some of the physical similarities, but you are much more stark in appearance.
Probably share some similar aspects too, but I am what you call Vidalcan.
I am completely unaware of your people. Fascinating. And you're all newcomers to the land of Derelith.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You, sir, may I ask who you are? He looks at you, Kordash.
My name's Kortash.
Fascinating. Are you also a half-elf like myself, or an elf of some type?
No, I'm a Kalashtar, which I'm assuming you have not heard of.
I have not, sir. I am learning new things. And you, my lady, when he points to Allie.
I'm a big, scary demon. Boo.
Oh, I can confirm that.
It's
She is
accurate.
absolutely terrifying.
I have met some Tarathi before, but generally, all of your people are so varied, much like snowflakes. No one is the same. I just wanted to ask in a polite fashion.
It's fine. Ignore me. It's been a trying week. And she looks at Magnar. You can call me Allie. I'm a tiefling, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Tarathi is another name for tiefling. I apologize if I've offended you.
No, not at all. We get around, apparently.
Well, most races do. And you, sir, Balder, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, Furbolg?
Nope. Sorry, that's wrong. I'm a cedar giant.
Idiot.
I've never seen a cedar giant before.
Yeah.
I thought by your facial appearances that you had matched some very old etchings in a book that I discovered in my youth
Yep.
Down near Belknap's Field, there had been once a grove and community, according to legend, of lost people. So I apologize if I've insulted you in any way.
Nope, it's okay. We're pretty similar. Cedar giants just smell better.
You do have a very distinct and very pleasant smell, sir.
I get that a lot. It's prestidigitation. It's like the Febrezing your clothes with magic. Were you here for a reason?
I had heard that Carol was back, and I generally make time to immediately see her to see that she's all right, as well as to exchange information of her travels and let her know. Well, frankly, it seems that you must be friends of hers if you're staying in her home, to alert her to any politicking that may have gone on in our academic circles in her absence. That way
Hate politics.
Well, this is more internal struggles. I'm not sure how familiar you are with New Prudence, but Caro and I are two of the only individuals who lecture at both now my brain turned off, the University of Lumley as well as the College of Al-Hazarad. Most people have, for lack of a better term, tenured or pledged allegiance to one institution or another. I, for the last 20 years, have remained a neutral party, and my pursuit of knowledge have decided to share it with both institutions. And Cara was my protege, and she took a similar perspective, choosing not to settle herself beneath the banner of one institution or another. When you do so, you find yourself in a very difficult situation at times.
Okay.
In your world, where you all came from, what was the primary currency? The best way to get what you wanted, if I might be so bold as to ask.
Money.
Shady actions, sketchy tricks.
Fair enough. Are you all from the same world originally, though? The same land?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, Allie, are we?
Ooh.
Oh, hey, he's giving her a chance. He's being nice.
Mm-hmm. No, we are not.
Ah, so you're travelers from different areas. And you said you're from a different world. Are you too, Miss Ali, from a different world?
I am.
Not from the same world as the other four, then?
Nope. I appear to be in a class of my own.
She's what you get when you use the summon less the demon spell.
Whoa, dude,
There
no, dude.
Am I anywhere near Magnar? Because I want to do the backhand off the
Can we like
back of the head.
Can we Gibbs him like NCIS just Denozo in the back of the head?
That's exactly what I was
good.
thinking.
Yeah.
Even I know, Mr. Magnar, that is an insulting statement to make about a Tarathi. I would feel very much more comfortable if you would not say such things. There are ladies present.
Yes, Magnar. There are ladies present.
Yeah, even this guy who makes ham-fisted racial observations knows that was messed up.
I apologize if I offended you at all, sir. I was simply trying to discern who you were as well as where you came from.
It's like a weird lead, you know? But, so is there something urgent you need to talk to her about, or can we just tell her you stopped by, or?
No, I can wait. I have also lived here at different points of time, and shared research space with Caro. I would assume that you haven't known her for too long.
Long enough.
How long is long enough, sir?
A few weeks, I don't know. Wow. Been through a lot, that's for sure. So,
as she and I have, I've known her since she was in her teen years.
okay.
So I will
I
just simply
you
retire
win.
to the room I have here, if that is all right with you, after I've finished
Yeah.
this absolutely
man.
delightful meal. Thank you, miss. Um, uh, if any of you wish to speak further, I am more than happy to have a conversation, to give you any information I might about New Prudence as a whole. But as I asked earlier about what is the main commodity, my reason for asking was here it is information. I just wanted to make you aware of that. Hence
Hmm.
the reason that I try to alert her to any new information possible upon her return, and she does the same about the world outside. It is the best way we've found of insulating ourselves from the maneuverings of others.
Okay. So
Transparency.
do we send you a bill?
Oh, no, no, sir.
Oh,
I am simply.
we gave you a lot of information, so.
I see, sir.
Boulder. Stop.
What?
Just.
I'm learning the ways of this land.
Yes, yes, you're learning. We get it, darling. No, just stop. I do have a question, actually.
Yes, miss.
What is the hierarchy in this town? Who's in charge?
Well, that's a very good question. We have a city council, but it is primarily comprised of individuals from the universities.
Hmm.
It doesn't wield as much power as one would think. There are different stratas here of, I would say, social standing. The more learned you are, the more you find yourselves on a higher end. The further down the menial or manual labor you find yourself, the more you are unfortunately seen as lesser. There's
Shocker.
one I do not subscribe to teaching at either university and spend some of my time as well just teaching to the poor. Knowledge is power, and I wish to empower everyone with that. I do not enjoy seeing my fellow individuals of this land being treated as substandard. Um, that is something that I have tried to instill in Cairo, and hopefully have succeeded.
Admirable. Unfortunate that there's always some kind of hierarchy, but I'm not terribly surprised.
There always seems to be. I myself learned of many different lands and events from Dr. Rudolph von Richten, who tends to travel from land to land to land, accumulating information and dealing with some of the stranger goings on. He instilled in me that belief, and I try to uphold that, as I owe the man many, many thanks for pulling me out of the train of thought of derelict.
You don't happen to have any, like, say, weird monsters showing up, or say large goat people asking for sacrifices, or anything like that? Just checking.
Well, that is a very interesting query. We have in the past had infestations of different non-human or non-humanoid entities. Dr. Van Richten has written many volumes on these different entities and different subraces of species that are differently oriented, more moralistically and intelligently from most of our of the so-called peaceful races. We do have incursions once in a while, but as far as goat people, we don't generally have issues with that particular problem that is further south. I've only unfortunately read tales of that, some of them firsthand from Caro's notes, but also from Dr. Van Richten's studies. To be honest with you, the large tribes of beast people to the south and to the east actually form a bulwark against Falknovia. And if I may be so bold, Falknovia is a centralized country that is extremely militaristic and has made overtures of invasion. Luckily for Derelith, where we do not have a standing army or honestly the military capacity to deal with Falknovia, those tribes have driven off more often than not those forces. So while I don't agree with the practices of those beings, I also am strangely happy that they live there, because unfortunately Falknovia's rulership would put us all on pikes if it had its way. I, for one, would not like to die slowly being impaled on a pike.
No, it doesn't sound incredibly wonderful. And we've heard a bit about Folknovia thus far.
But our other neighbors to the north, Lamordia, and to the south, Dementelu, are more learned countries, and we don't have the same sorts of issues with them. We trade mainly in knowledge, books, and in some goods. Unfortunately, our country is not as adept at agriculture as one would hope. Our lands are slightly spoiled when it comes to the soil. So we are only able to make roughly the amount of food to barely feed our populace. So we do import some of our food from Dementelu, and we do trade some of our technology with Lamordia. Our knowledge for their technology.
You don't have magic for that? For food?
We do, but strangely enough, and I've been fortunate enough to meet other people who do practice the arcane arts, and there are some in this very town. Professor Howard Robert is one of them, but the arcane is not as strong here as it is in some other places. But we have found that we are far more capable of using what I would consider scientific methods, such as harnessing lightning or being able to develop indoor plumbing and gas lighting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
I for one can read a magical tome, but unfortunately I cannot enact the spells. I do not have the skill for it.
Yeah, no, it just, back where we come from, if, crops ever go bad or whatever, people just magic up some food. So I was just curious why people don't do that here. It's a pretty easy spell.
We also have in all honesty, a complete lack of religious figures, as well as individuals within those organizations, priests, clerics, paladins, and the like. They do not live in Dementelu, or excuse me, in Derelith. We are like I said, a very science-driven country, sir.
Yeah, they had one down at Belknap's Fields. He's a dick, though.
I believe I know who you speak of, and yes, I can also agree he is a dick.
Was, probably. So, just...
What has happened at Belknap's Field?
The herd. It sounds like you've heard of them, right? So
I'm aware of their existence, or at least a coalition of tribes called the Herd.
Yeah, they probably took the village.
He puts his hand over his mouth. Diana leaves the room. She's starting to cry.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Diana. I'm sorry.
There were many
He's sorry.
I'm gonna go get Diana. I feel bad. Diana, I'm sorry.
I am truly sorry. I'm assuming you had friends in Belknap's Field, and I know Caro did. What a shame. An entire village destroyed. The loss of life is catastrophic.
It is. We tried to get them to leave, but they wouldn't leave their home.
That is, pardon me, I am overcome with that news. I appreciate your time. I'm going to retire to my room now. Perhaps we could speak later. I apologize. He kind of walks away, actually knocks into a chair, and he seems very, very stunned by this news, and he heads downstairs and which you assume to his room. So now it is.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking. It's just he was being an asshole, and when someone's being an asshole, then I start to be an asshole, and it creates this sort of like asshole vortex.
I think.
And
I think.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He stands there, and she's literally sobbing.
I know it. I'm sorry.
She puts her
It's really
head
hard.
against your chest, and she says, I don't think I ever thought about the fact that everybody I knew is dead.
You know, I mean,
and now I feel extremely selfish for leaving them.
you're
Like
not.
maybe I was supposed to stay.
Look,
Do you know what it's like to see everything you know go away and all the
yes.
people you knew? How do you cope? Everything I've known is gone.
Well, it's happened to me twice now. So,
How do you do this? Then how do you go on?
you remember that everybody that you knew lives on in your memory, and you just move forward because there's nowhere to go back to. And if you just pine for a place that doesn't exist anymore, you're never going to get anywhere. So move forward.
She wipes the tears from her eyes. She looks at you and she says, I know that I don't see eye to eye with all of you on everything, and I know that.
Yeah, we're a lot taller than you.
She kind of half smiles. She says, and I know that I have not always been the kindest to all of you, and I apologize for that, but I would be far less of a person if I did not meet all of you.
Well,
thank you. And she turns and walks up towards where you assume she's staying.
Okay. He'll go back now. She's okay. She's okay. She's okay. I made it better.
So now it's back to the the 5 of you at the table. I can't count or talk.
Yeah. I'm a real good people day to day, you guys. Feel pretty good about it.
So do you think the doctor would know about any new visitors to town other than us?
He might.
Seems to have a lot of information.
And talks more than Volo. It's ridiculous.
That dude is a tool. I hate that guy.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking of our old buddy Tezzeret. He's apparently here.
Yep. Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. He might. I don't know. It's hard to tell if Tezzeret's laying low or if he's trying to build something here. Probably the latter, huh? You know, a real lay low kind of guy.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's planning something, that's for sure.
Yeah. Did we ever tell you who that is, Allie? I don't remember.
Don't think so.
Okay. He's the guy that got us to blow up the lab.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. I don't want to dig down deep into it because you got pretty mad last time. So
No, it's fine.
he tricked us, to be fair. He told us a lot of stuff that didn't end up being exactly true. So, Meow. I'm sorry.
I'm like, I know that's not mine.
It's mine. It's mine.
Buddy!
Singing the song of his people.
But he's hanging out in the room.
But anyway, that's who that is, and I've got it on a good enough word that he's probably here.
That complicates things and makes it interesting.
Well, I think it gives us a focus. It kind of gives us something to go after, because we've pretty much been running for our lives this entire time.
Yeah.
But don't you think going to confront him will just result in the same thing?
Well,
Thank you.
I agree, and I don't think we should just walk up to wherever he is and be like, "Yeah, we've got problems." I don't think that's the method, but I think the information gathering and finding out his modus operandi here is definitely a good idea.
Well, it's something that could be done without us needing to be confrontational. I mean, I
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, he could beat the shit out of us, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, no.
Yeah.
What is he like?
Man, he's something else.
Let me tell you, the real piece of work, that guy.
I don't know. He's one of those people.
Charming.
Very charming. He's one of those people who, you walk into a conversation thinking you got everything all figured out, and by the end, you don't even know where you are anymore. But you're on his side somehow. That's the kind of guy he is.
That does not scare me. It probably should, but it doesn't. It's literally my trade. And
Yeah.
I'm the only person in this group that he doesn't know.
That's true.
That could work to our advantage.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you have to be careful. He's definitely a schemer.
Careful's not a problem, dear. I'm alive. My previous cohorts aren't.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's
I feel like you know a lot
complicated.
about what we did, and just put a pin in that one.
we were trapped, and we did what we could to try and fend off what was coming our way, and unfortunately, I got away, they did not. Not for lack of trying, not for lack of attempting to help them, but it did not work. It was the best I can say. Literally came within an inch of my life. I mean, you saw the state I was in when you found me.
Yeah.
It wasn't
It was pretty
great.
rough. Not great.
There's been a lot of that since I've met you people. Actually,
Yeah.
Baldur, that's something we need to talk about.
What was that?
Well, the last time I didn't fare so well, I think we have a mutual friend at this point.
Oh. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
bad.
Mm-hmm. It's not great, but
Oh. Is he bugging you?
no. He apparently took a shine to me and felt that sparing me was worth it.
Okay.
But haven't really heard much since. So
Oh, lucky you. Maybe you caught him on a good day.
I'll have to pick your brain about that at some point.
Sure. He's a tricky one. That's his gig. So just if he does, just watch out.
I'll be mindful.
Mm.
I guess the question is, what information do we want to find, and what is your end goal? Do you plan to end this man? Do you plan to...
I mean, it's kind of where I'm at in the head right now. I don't know.
What about the rest of you?
I don't know if we can do that. We may just want to use him to try to get out of here. If we can.
I feel like home is the goal.
If you'll recall, though, you don't know if home is still there when you when you left Ravnica, part of the reason that Tezzeret put you in the position he did was in order to stop Niv Mizzet and allow for Nicol Bolas to not just manifest on Ravnica, but to literally decimate it and to basically eat other planeswalkers in order to put him in a position to become a god once again.
Sounds so much worse when you say it.
You know,
I blew up a lab. Interplanar catastrophe. It's like, it's worse.
No biggie.
But I mean, I don't think that going home is a thing. I don't get the sense that we can leave here ever. I haven't gotten that vibe, like that Dick Cleric, that like everybody is like, when you come here for a reason. You don't get to go anywhere.
I mean, that's
You know.
not to say that the option isn't there to potentially get out at some point. You just may not be able to go back to the point where you started. Maybe you go to another
we're back. You thought we went away, but we were just
Thought, hoped, you never know.
Wow.
D&DDT doesn't sleep, it only rests. So we're back after a small technical difficulty. Thank you to the casualist of Doug's.
The
Hot
most
Bod
casual
Hot
Doug.
Bod Dougie Little, for continuing to be absolutely stupendous in his problem solving and producing role. Thank you, Doug. I've just been alerted by the producer to get back on track. So you, like I said, where I believe we stopped. This is the first time the five of you have had any type of respite where you are actually not in an active state of anxiety or fear of attack or anything else. This is the first time you've also, for those of you from Ravnica, have had a moment to really think about the two companions you've lost along the way. Rather than the friendships you've made along the way, it's the people you've lost along the way. So
I was just gonna say I need to warn Shannon there was a kitty sneaking up behind her.
yeah.
So you are, there's a palpable sense of relief for the first time since you've been in the domains. And for Allie, this is the first time, literally since you've been here, where you haven't been under duress. And it's the first time you've also had to think about your companions that are dead, that didn't make it.
It's a great day.
And overall, it's the first time all five of you have felt any semblance of safety.
You guys feel safe? I feel safe. Feel good.
For now.
As best as you can, with always feeling like there's something lurking around the corner. So
Let's not jinx it.
So what would you like to do?
Let's see. Karo's asleep. Anna's crying in her room. The professor's a jerk. I'm gonna go explore the town.
Okay.
So Paul's like, hey, I'm gonna go look around. Anyone want to come with me?
should we split up? Are there multiple places we should go explore? Should we split up or should we stay together?
I don't know. I know this place and no other places. So
True. I don't imagine we should probably be too much alone right now in a town we don't know.
Probably not.
So I would suggest we all go together
okay.
and maybe as conspicuously as possible. We got cloaks and whatnot.
Inconspicuously?
Inconspicuously, sorry, yes.
I thought you were like, when you said conspicuously, I was like, are you going to throw a parade?
We're gonna wear big sandwich boards that say, "We're not from here. Ask us what we are."
You're gonna have the Huntington, West Virginia Spider Parade.
Yes, ranchos. Dan should get a tarantula.
I mean, I definitely want to. If we're gonna go out, I want to try to hide a bit because I don't need everyone asking me why I'm blue and.
Why are you blue?
Because she's sad.
I'm so sad.
I'll use disguise self.
Okay. Well,
we
you're
go out.
pretty sure you and Court
Well, I'm probably fine. Yeah.
are probably the most, I guess, easily passable individuals. It's the other three that have.
Yeah.
What it sounds like.
I can use disguise self.
There you go.
I don't have any skills like that, but I'm assuming I would have a cloak with a hood and.
Well, you also have a wardrobe upstairs in your room.
Ooh, fashion show.
I just feel like everywhere you go, you just look like Plava Laguna in like Fifth Element when she's like just really tall.
Could actually be close.
That's canon now.
It's canonical.
Oh, we can't find the stones. Where are the stones? They're inside of you.
No clue where. No clue.
Do you also want to look?
Spoilers for Fifth Element, guys. Sorry.
Do you also, Balder, want to look in the wardrobe inside your room, or the room that you slept in?
No.
Okay.
I'm a big 7.5 foot tall blue dude with white hair. Gonna stand out. He will. I
smell
will
like cedar.
And I smell like cedar. I will say that in addition to prestidigitating himself to smell like cedar, he will also could he use it to remove the little like chest pocket is it League emblem from his coveralls?
Yeah, if you so chose to.
Yep, he so chooses to.
Okay.
That'll fool him.
Roya, you, I'm assuming you're going to look up through. Okay. So you open up your wardrobe and there is a myriad of different clothes for all sorts of sizes and shapes. It's like the wardrobe never ends. You just keep moving clothes and moving clothes and moving clothes.
I walk in, is it cold on the other side? Is it snowing?
No. You can't
no
walk
more
through
goat people. What have we said?
Whoa, man.
You can't walk into it. It just seems like there's a lot of clothes in here.
Okay.
Come on,
Is it like I just see a whole bunch, or like if I think of something, then it appears?
No, there's just a whole lot in here.
Okay.
And a lot of it's extremely eclectic. And not all of it, you're looking and go, this is not Caro's. This just looks like clothes.
He's a hoarder.
It's a possibility. I want to find something that's not too fancy. Might look like I blend in.
Okay. You find it looks almost like a, for lack of a better term, a pantsuit. And you find a clasping cloak.
Okay.
There's also a hat that was laying on top of it. So you can wear the hat if you so choose as well.
I'm down. I'm down.
It's like a fedora.
I like it.
Okay.
Milady.
Keep me in the shadow a tiny bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone else want to raid their proverbial closet?
No.
I've got magic for that.
Listen, I'm not touching any more strangers' clothing.
I haven't had any problems, so that's why I just keep exploring.
I'm still not unconvinced that like this scenario did not involve that weird freezy situation that happened last game, which I have not forgotten about. And judging by that smirk I see on our DM's face, I'm right.
When the DM smiles, it's already too late.
Yep, well, I'm screwed.
I just wouldn't let anyone touch your chesticle area. It's a good it's a good way for them to lose wisdom.
Fingers.
Saving throw versus wisdom drain.
Oh God.
So you were all prepared to go outside.
Yep.
It's actually a very nice, feels like an autumn day. The leaves on the trees are changing color. There's a breeze that has a slight damp air to it. So you have almost like a, you can feel almost like a slight mist to the air. It is like it's been every day. While there is a sun in the sky, you're pretty sure it's covered in clouds, so it's a little gloomy, which is difficult for all of you as you've come from areas where the sun is an extremely important part of your day-to-day life. Here it's just like it never comes out. The streets are full of hustle and bustle. There are horse-drawn carts coming down in both directions, passing one another. There appears to be small merchant stands on almost every corner. You notice that everything is cobblestoned, and there are what appear to be some type of lamp about every half block. It's I don't know what the cats are doing, but
she's on drugs. I'm sorry. She's like leaping at everything in the room and I don't know what's happening.
So you can go literally east or west, we'll say.
What sort of people do we see around us?
You see primarily humans, but you do see a smattering of elves, half-elves, dwarves, less gnomes, less halflings, but you do see kind of your basic races as far as kind of classic Dungeons and Dragons. You see no Vidalkins, you don't see really any tieflings, you don't see Goliaths, and you certainly don't see any cedar giants.
Do we see any Warforged?
Last of my kind.
Not currently, you do not.
All right, I'm keeping my eye out.
It's a very there's definitely a hustle and bustle that all of you who came from Ravnica feel a little more at home at, because it feels like the merchant's quarter. And Allie, you were like, this has a little bit of Waterdeep feel to it as well, but a lot less unpredictable. It's a little more low key. There's not giant statues there to protect the city, and there's not quite the threat of violence on every quarter. So
I know
those
what
of
you're
you,
talking about. Waterdeep's a great place to live. It's awesome.
something. And as those of you from Ravnica, you actually feel a little more at home here because it is kind of does have that merchant's feel, but it also doesn't, you don't feel that underlying concern of guild to guild violence or underlying issues between guilds. This seems a lot, for lack of a better term and in a positive way, smaller.
Well, I'm disguised as an elf, so.
Okay. I'm assuming, Baldur, you have like a cloak on or something?
No, I don't
Nope,
think I
just-
have a cloak.
You can have one, yeah.
No, I don't think I have one.
You
He
could-
wouldn't wear it
you could-
anyway. He wouldn't wear it anyway.
So, Baldur, you do get some odd looks, but
Mhm.
not a lot. Just kind of like, oh, okay.
Noted. I'm gonna tuck that one away. I'm gonna go east.
East.
Guys.
Okay. You go east, and what you're realizing as you go east is you're heading more towards the center of town. You do happen to pass as you're walking a few blocks over. You notice just this massive campus. And what you're guessing is it's one of the learning institutions here in New Prudence. You do see some signs, and not surprisingly, in common, you can see that it has listed that you're 2 miles by foot to the railway station as well.
Yo, guys, let's see if it's open enrollment. Let's join some classes, learn some stuff.
Start a fraternity. I can't remember what the Simpsons thing is, but something house.
Good old Delta Omega Delta.
Yeah, you're on double secret probation.
Deodor.
Robot house. That was Futurama.
Robot house. Yeah,
Robot
Futurama.
house!
Robot house.
If we're gonna start a fraternity, I want it to be like old school.
Okay. Instead of a paddle, I hit you with a hammer. It kind of sucks.
We take our hazing seriously.
Baldur would definitely like at least linger at the railroad station side.
Okay.
Like note what way that is. I would say that
Further west. You notice you're at least relatively close to a main street area, and there are a myriad of different shops and eateries and the like in this area. And again, everything is very thin. Even to you, Allie, it's like you're used to kind of broader streets and back alleys and things like that. And Ravnica is just unimaginably huge, and the architecture is changing constantly. Here, everything is very up and down and slim. It's almost like they crammed everything together in a smallish space. But it's also pretty. There's wrought iron gates and fences around most homes. The road has a central aisle down the middle of it with trees. There are sculptures in the area, as well as you can smell some type of large public garden. It's got to be nearby just by the waft of fresh flowers. So it's, for lack again of a better term, it has a homey feel to it.
Pretty.
It's definitely pretty. That's one way to look at it. Think about a very nice college town smashed up with kind of the ideal Dungeons and Dragons city. That's kind of what you're getting.
Got it.
Did the sign say what school we're headed to?
You can see that there is a sign that says you are very close to the University of Lumley.
Of what?
University of Lumley. Lumely.
Real quick, what from their interactions, what would Balder know about the kinds of things that Tezzeret fancies and or is kind of into?
Technology. He doesn't just fancy himself, but he is an excellent artificer, as well as, again, he's a pretty solid schemer, and does not enjoy being in the low rung of society whatsoever, and pretty easily insinuates himself into the higher levels of society in order to enact whatever he's trying to get accomplished.
Okay. I would say that ambiently, Balder is trying to figure out where the nice part of town is.
There is no, where you're at, there is no rough part of town.
Okay. But like the fancy part of town, if there is one.
You think it's probably in between the two learning institutions, but you aren't positive. It's just everything's pretty nice here. Like, you don't see like a slum area or a workers' quarter or even a blue collar area. This seems to be all pretty nice. I mean, you do see people like out sweeping the sidewalks, because they're sidewalks, as well as, you know, you do see people dressed almost like they would be potentially city employees, making sure the streets are kept clean. Like I said, there's horse-drawn carriages basically running relatively nonstop from area to area. There's a lot of hustle and bustle.
Mm-hmm. You this sounds pretty nice, you guys.
Yeah. Especially comparatively.
Yeah, right. And
yeah, it's been a low bar so far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Not on the base.
I don't know. Anything you guys are interested in, or anything? It's been a while since
I want to go to university, but you know.
Well, the question is, how do we pay for stuff if
Magnar just wants to matriculate?
Information, baby. That's the currency here. We learned that from Dr. Flappy Gums. Is information is how we pay for things.
You guys and your hatred of NPCs will never end.
That guy needs to learn some manners, man.
Yeah.
It's not a good first impression for the professor. Yeah, I guess we could go check it out if you want.
I mean, you guys don't have to. I can go. Or I think it's best we stay together, but I don't want to be like, hey guys, we'll spend all of our free time doing what I want to do. You know, I don't want to like bogart the free time.
Magnar, make me a perception check, please, at disadvantage.
It's not like we really have much to do in town anyways. So.
Okay.
Trash. Absolute trash. Like, I think 4.
Do you want to use a luck point?
Sure. Same thing. I rolled a 2 and a 5 both times. All 4 times.
That's amazing.
Mating the hell out of it.
That's amazing.
Oh,
how dare
use
you?
inspiration, but
you could.
Even I roll well once in a while.
Oh. Nope.
Just throw those dice
family.
across the room.
3 strikes in here.
Yeah.
Time for new dice.
Man.
I guess.
Um,
Oh yeah, that would have helped. That definitely would have helped the scenario.
Well, you have a lot of different options, so I just need to know what kind of exploration you'd like to be doing.
Well, Balder's really interested in finding the nice part of town. He would like to go there. That is what he is interested in.
Okay. Like I said, you think it's north. You're not positive. I mean, but your guess is it's probably in a situation where it's located between the two university or the two
The
institutions.
two. Okay. Oh well, I'll walk through campus with you
All right.
and see.
Anybody else want to take like a quick tour, like when you're gonna decide which college you're gonna go to, but you like check out a bunch of them just to like take a little fun walkthrough and be like, oh, I've seen that place, but
Yeah,
yeah,
figure out
no
what your
intention
safety
of going
school is.
there.
Gotta go on a visit.
Find out where your safety schools are.
Yeah, and it also gets you out of a couple days of high school. You're like, oh yeah, I gotta go college visit. Yeah, I gotta go check that one out. So you have no intention of going. I do, but you guys don't have.
I don't mind going. I think this is the first time Rory has really had the time to think about the fact that she's probably not going home or seeing her family, so she's a little without direction.
I think Allie's going to take this opportunity because she's having a lot of the same thoughts. But, there's no coping mechanism here. So is there a spot, is the street, busy enough that she could potentially, set up and busk for a little while?
She could set up a what?
Busk, perform, street performing.
Definitely. You see, excuse me, wow. You see on about every corner, you see either some type of stand, like fresh fruit, or some type of good being exchanged. But also you see newspapers being sold. And you do see what looks like kind of street performers.
Okay. She'll try to find a spot that's decent without infringing on anybody else's space or territory. She doesn't want to be too close.
Okay.
And she'll do a little bit of street performing just to kind of take her mind off of everything.
Can we be hype men?
I can just hear you in the distance, Freebird!
Play Wonderwall!
Anyway, yeah, she pulls out her violin, looks at everybody, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
If you wanted, I didn't know if you guys were going to head to the university or not.
Yeah, I mean, Balder will if he's headed to between the universities anyway, he'll walk through the university on his way there with Magnar and whoever.
Allie, you're taking up a corner to do a little performing. Roy, what are you doing?
You could come with us. Nothing could go wrong.
I'm trying to. I think Allie's capable to. I don't know. Allie, do you feel like you need protection?
No. I've got this. Don't worry about it. You guys go and have fun.
Okay.
If you do, can you shoot fireworks in the air or something like that?
Make it sound like a dying giraffe.
If things go bad, trust me, you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Cortash, you coming?
Yeah, let's go to school.
Means that Dread
Is
goes
there
to college.
intro to 9th level spells there?
Yes, it's the
9th level.
Yeah, there's a couple prereqs for that one.
It's the first door on your left. They just give you scrolls of wish on your way in. It's nice.
Perfect.
So the group heading through the commons area at the University of Lumley, you notice relatively quiet, but you can see in windows, and you notice it because it seems like classes are in session. The campus is immaculately kept. There is a lot of beautifully sculpted shrubbery. And you see obviously a like admissions building that is more towards the central area of campus. There are some signs that inform you of the different buildings that you can easily go to. Is there anything in particular you want to see while on campus? Would you like to go into admissions?
I would like to go and do admissions, yeah.
Yes, do you?
Balder would probably go to admissions because he would like to see what types of courses are offered here, as well as he'd like to see if he can see a picture of who's on the council.
Okay. Yeah. So you make your way in, and you are met at the front desk by a woman with a wooden name tag, and it says Marie Hartnett. And she says, "Hello, how may I help you?"
Real quick, just an aside, because I'm always curious about the scenery. Are the doors tall enough for us, or are we like ducking, underneath?
They're pretty large here.
Okay.
You can get through them. You have to duck a little bit.
Sure. Okay. Hi. Actually, he's not going to lead. He's just looking around.
So, yeah. Hey. Hello. Nice to meet you. We have come to inquire about school.
She looks at you and she kind of smiles and says, "Well, I think you've come to the right place.
We thought we did too.
May I inquire what you are interested in studying here at the renowned University of Lumley?"
I have a background in divination, and I would like a little bit further knowledge of such a thing.
Well, we don't have a divination track, so to speak. We do have tracks in history, in different arcane lore, aberrations. We have a track dedicated to the study of, understanding of, and combating the undead. Those are our main three areas, as well as areas that consist of psychotherapy, because we do have a strong relationship with, and I'm going to forget because with the Karanis Asylum on the edge of town. As Professor Lois Standifield, while she doesn't teach here, she was a student here. Unfortunately, she does teach at the College of Al Hazarad, which is a huge boon for them. But we do maintain an extremely friendly relationship with the professor. We have a lot of other sub-tracks, but those are our main tracks that we offer that the college does not.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I like what I'm hearing.
But we honestly, here in New Prudence, there's no one who teaches divination. That is something that you would find further out, frankly, in smaller towns, or if you were to come across and build a relationship with the Vistani.
All right. Yeah. No, that makes total sense. Absolutely.
Nailed it. So this is like a sort of lobby type situation. Is there any information about the council around, and or is there a job board?
Immediately you find a job board.
Cool. Does it have any jobs that have to do with aberrations?
There is a job posting from someone named Bestin Block, Bestin, last name Bloch, asking or inquiring about individuals who want to go into the Undercity and collect ooze samples.
Okay. And what about the undead deal? Anything about that?
There's also a there's like a labor, like need for laborers by something called the Median Occidental Acquisitions Group, as well as a current posting, like a written on like paper by hand. There's a posting by someone named Eric Bish, who is asking for individuals with training in combat to deal with some type of infestation on the road between New Prudence and Pepper Ridge Farm.
Does
I
it say
can't
what?
believe it turned into a thing.
Does it say what kind of infestation it is?
It does not.
Okay. Balder will take those 3 postings.
Okay.
And is there anything on the council around? I forget.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is, because I'm coming up with their names right now.
he is mostly interested in whether or not anyone in the council looks familiar, if you get my drift.
No.
Okay. He's less interested in the council now. So Balder comes back over to Magnar. He's like, so was it a school? Did we nail that down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is a school. We've got
All right.
that.
Cool.
They don't have my specialty in wizardry, but they do have a lot of other stuff that I wouldn't mind checking out, or at least one thing that I wouldn't mind checking out. But it's just a matter of how long it is, how much it is,
Sure.
labor-intensive stuff. What'd you find?
Just some jobs, in case we feel like it. I don't know if they pay us in secrets or whatever, but yeah, if you ever, I mean, it's kind of shit Torn and I used to do. Well, I like when you and me practiced, actually.
How fun would that be if we just took a job from a job board?
It would be pretty fun,
We could just do a good old-fashioned job and, clear cut, start to finish.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, there's a couple of those, and then there's this one just asking for laborers for the Median Occidental Acquisitions Group.
No.
No? Why not?
Nope. No, I have learned from Caro Fish that they are not good people.
Oh.
I mean, it might be good information gathering on them, but then it wouldn't be a clear-cut start to finish job. Yeah, no, they're a shady lot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it didn't sound that interesting anyway. I mean, I don't know. Laboring's all right, but yeah, the other stuff sounds more exciting. But that's cool. Can this lady answer your questions about how much it costs and stuff?
No. I'm gonna go inquire real quick. I totally forgot.
About what?
Okay.
How much it costs and how long a class on aberrations, the School of Aberration is.
Well, you could audit. I mean, there's a class going on right now. You could set in, if you so chose. The actual instructor is gone, but his teaching assistant is extremely adept and has a lot of information on the subject. It's actually just across the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in on that. I'm gonna let them know that I'm gonna quick sit in on this class.
You go in, and there is a sign on the door that says guest lecture today, undergraduate best in block. Are the rest of you going to set in as well?
Nope.
Nope.
No, I'm still outside with the plants.
Okay. So you go in, and best in block is a very, very handsome half-orc. And he is discussing the cataloging and biological functions of different categories of oozes, and how they work in a symbiotic relationship with societies in order to ensure that sewer systems and undercities are free of waste. And he starts to also go into a lecture about one of my favorite things, Odiugs. So we switch back. Allie, you are setting up your instruments, finding a place to get comfortable, getting ready to perform when you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Okay. Turn around and see who's tapping.
You turn around, and there is for a gnome, a rather large gnome, female gnome, and she literally looks at you and she says, I think you've got the wrong corner, sister.
Quite possibly. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was spoken for.
Well, all of these corners are spoken for.
Oh. And who makes that decision?
I do.
Ah, and you are?
Well, if you want a corner, I'll be your boss taking a cut. And you will call me Miss Cloister. My first name is Paris, but you will call me Miss Cloister.
Miss Cloister. Understood. Listen, Miss Cloister, I don't mean any disrespect, but
but you're talking, so you're already disrespecting me and my monopoly of this area. Because I can tell you and I have the potential either to be very good friends or bitter enemies.
quite possibly.
So I think you should, and then you hear a bell ringing, and she goes, oh shit, and she goes scampering off. And then you see a large human come booking up to you, and he's dressed in a blue on one side, dark burgundy on the other, which obviously looks like law enforcement. And he looks over at you and he says, I'm sorry, miss. I hope that she didn't bother you. Can I ask what you're doing and who you are?
Well, of course, I'm just visiting the city. My friends went for a walk. I am a performer by trade.
Do you happen to have a license?
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I wasn't aware. It's my first day in the city. Honest misunderstanding.
Well, I will help you. I don't enjoy that there is well, I'll be honest with you, there is a slight underground of performers who go unlicensed, and they seem to answer to Miss Cloister, who you met, who is I'll be honest, a little bit of a thug.
Yes, she seemed charming.
This, and he starts writing on a pad, and he hands it over. This will give you the legal authority to perform publicly for 30 days. You'll have to then go and apply for your permanent license to perform. But you seem like a good lot, and I really hate to see good people get chased away.
Thank you. I appreciate this
He's
very
got
much.
the big, like, Bobby
Yeah.
helmet. And he smiles and he says, so what do you do?
I'm a violinist by trade, but I also dance.
Fascinating. I thoroughly enjoy the violin. I would love to hear you play.
Of course. Yeah, she'll play Moldtune. Pacify him.
Okay.
No sweat.
Make me a performance check, please.
No sweat. Well, I say no sweat. I
Don't
said that.
maybe.
Watch, I hosed myself. Let's see. That would be a 23.
Oh yeah, you're killing it. So like he's like clapping and people see him like very much enjoying the music and they start to congregate around the corner where you're at. Roll me a 20-sided dice 3 times and add the total, please.
Okay. $23. Not great.
You were kind of noticing there's at least 23 silver at your feet. Also make me a perception check, please.
Gotcha. Ooh, nope. I crit failed that.
You're just captured by the music and everyone clapping. It's the first time in a while you feel like,
Normal.
yeah, that performing is like in your blood and you're like, this is fantastic. Like I actually have an appreciative audience and no one's trying to kill me. And everyone's very much enraptured by the music. You other 3 who are in the kind of quad area, all 3 of you make me a perception check, please.
18.
It's not even worth looking up.
16.
7.
Roy, you're looking currently at an incredible statue of a individual dressed very much like a kind of your classic professor. And he's got a book in one hand, and with the other hand, he's holding a thin rapier, which is cutting down some type of strange monstrosity. Kortash and Balder, you see a group of students moving from one building to another. At first, it's hard to see who they're talking to, but it's like a mob of them kind of moving, and it's laughing, and there's a lot of questions. Then, as the corner is turned, you see in professorial robe Tezzeret.
Are you
And
fucking
that
kidding
is
me?
where we're going to stop. D&D.
No.
Oh, man. Or I could cast Elder's Blast. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm an elf.
Tezzeret!
To quote Taco, Abraca fuck you.
Man.
Well, another episode of D&DBT. I hope that this was a nice change of pace, not just for myself and the players involved, and hopefully for Doug, but for everyone who was watching. As always, feel free to let us know any feedback or any ideas you have. I'm always open to hearing. I'll have everybody go around the table and give us your social media information. Where can people find you?
All right. Well, hey,
Kortash, lay it on him.
Go for it.
sure. Cool. May as well go in order on the stream there. All right. So I can be found on Instagram and Twitter at Cubicle Zombie. You can follow our other podcast at DNDDT Podcast. That's it for me.
You, like usual, can't find me. I come to the realization the other day that like this is probably the most anyone that's watching has probably seen my face because they see the back of my head. And you're welcome. But yeah, if you really want to find me, I'm on Facebook.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Because I'm beautiful. My face is better than the back of my head. That's what that means. And as my husband, you're supposed to agree.
True.
I generally agree with everything you say.
Come on, Ben.
Good.
Jeez. Get your shit together, man.
Get it together, right?
Roll it into the chat.
Shannon was faster than you two agreeing. Hey, watch out.
I said, but I'm tired. Been walking all day. Orange, lay it on him.
You can find me everywhere at Ornate on all things. And also at D&D5E podcast. I'm also there as a Tabaxi Warlock of the Void Patron.
It's true.
That's where I am. Other than
What's
that,
your calcium score right now in that game?
oh, it's high. It's in like the 23,000s. It's up there.
It's up there. It's what I don't know, because I don't know what like happened for half the episode last time we got together. So
Oh yeah, we
it could have gone up, but I don't know.
It did not go up.
It's 21,000 something.
I was there and it did not go up.
Hey,
What? Spoilers, man.
yeah, we can't talk about that.
Spoilers. You can find me everywhere at Warrior MN. I'm also on D&D5E podcast. I play a Minotaur with a slightly different accent than this one, but still Southern. It sounds a little bit more like Goofy. But anyway, you can also on dnddt.com typically follow the day following an episode of Domains of Dread or the D&D5E podcast. You can find D&Deets, which is a stats recap of the most recent episodes. Also, check out all the other cool stuff on TTRP Theater. And if you're super interested, there is a TTRP Patreon with exclusive content, as well as a monthly patron game. So if you ever wanted to play with me, you can. There, in an appropriate way.
Touch him. He's warrior.
Yeah. That's it.
Last but not least, lay it on him, Shannon.
You can find me on all the social media places at SmarkyBetch with an E, not an I. If you want to go to my TikTok, I've got lots of, which I'm too old for that app, but I'm there. I've got lots of really awesome videos of late that are kind of current to current events. So if you feel like you need some help, it's a great resource. Please check them out. Also, I'm on the Married Marks podcast. You can follow us at Married Marks. We have kind of an important episode dropping this week, so check that out on Friday if you would.
Awesome. I am on certain things. HeelTurnRadio, I believe, is on Twitter. I don't know.
Man, dude.
I don't know these things anymore.
We got to stop letting you go last. All right. Check out Heel Turn Radio. It's at Heel Turn Radio on social media. It is also at HeelTurnRadio.com. It is a wrestling podcast that covers wrestling, independent wrestling in Minnesota and elsewhere.
You're like my Paul Ellering.
It's been around for a lot of years. They've got
tell him, Paul.
They've got like 200 plus episodes.
Yeah, we talk a lot.
They have interviews with Magnar Steelsaw. They have interviews that include me, also some other people, I guess, if whatever.
I'm currently also back on D&DDT.
That's true. You
Professor
are.
Jakob Strongbrew is back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a chronomancer.
I'm a chronomancer. I won't talk anymore about what else is going on in the game because I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
Smart.
Also, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this or not, but I'm going to anyway. Our Heel Turn and Heel Turn family, we are most likely doing a 24-hour marathon of podcasting to hopefully raise money for the city of Minneapolis as far as causes within the city to help those who have been greatly affected by everything that's gone on, because it's been a really hard situation on a lot of individuals and communities, and we want to be able to give back. And I know that Beard and I both absolutely love living here, and the community has given us so much, so we want to be able to do anything that we can in order to hopefully raise some money in order to help individuals who have, it's been a 2020 has been a weird time.
And surreal.
So kind of the idea we've been playing with is to do Heel Turn, have people on, hopefully to talk about everything under the sun, do a episode of D&DDT during this 24 hours, and then wrap up with the return of Dive Club, except for treating it as a huge online drinking get together, or just get together and dinner if you don't drink.
Together.
So
Cool.
that is kind of, I guess, the breaking story. I'm sure Beard will be either real happy I talked about it or real pissed.
He's
So-
shouting spoilers in the chat.
So we don't exactly know what is going to happen, who all is going to be involved, but
Mhm.
we have high hopes that that we'll be able to bring in, everybody we can, and that we will be able to hopefully raise a great deal of funds for a very important cause. So if you don't live here and you give us your time and watch the Twitch stream, or listen to D&D or even HeelTurnRadio, we greatly appreciate it. And we know that across the world right now, there's a lot happening that's extremely important to societal change. So anything you would be able to do in your own neck of the woods is fantastic, and we applaud it in any way, shape, or form. But when we're able to hold this marathon, if you want to join us and there's anything you can do, we would be more than happy to accept the help and hopefully some funds, and hopefully we can make a difference. I mean, we do this every year with Extra Life, but this is the first time we're kind of attacking something on our own, which is not true. We've got a myriad of great people around us, and a community that we've been lucky enough to not just be a part of, but hopefully help grow. So be on the lookout for that, because it'll probably happen sooner rather than later. I want to wrap up by saying thank you to everybody who watched, who takes their time to hopefully enjoy what we're doing, as well as who listens to Married Marks, D&D, HeelTurnRadio. And I especially want to thank all 5 of you for playing every 2 weeks, to Beard for, as always, being a driving force behind the scenes, and of course, to the casualest man I know, Casual Doug. You've been watching D&D. Be safe out there. Bye.
Bye.